education jihad, Indian school under fire for interfaith prayers. In India, even educational institutes are at risk of facing huge setbacks due to the rising Hindu-Muslim communalism in the country. At Florets International School, an English medium co-ed institute in the state of Uttar Pradesh, is accused of spreading Islamic teachings through its daily interfaith prayers. Parents claimed that the school had forced the students to chant the Kalma, a form of Islamic prayer. According to ACP Nishank Sharma, an investigation had been started on the claim that the school is promoting Shiksha, or education jihad, as students are being taught Islamic prayer. The alleged prayer book contains prayers from many religions without favoring any. The prayers include the Hindu Gayatri Mantra, the Sikh Guruvani, among others from the four major religions of India. The school's principal, Shraddha Sharma, said, quote, "We followed prayers of all religions and not any one particular faith. And this has been the case for the past 12 to 13 years. Hindutva activists also conducted a purification ritual on the school's premises using Ganga Jal, the holy water from the Ganges River. A police complaint was registered against the school and administrators after the Hindutva activists started protesting. The school has even been sealed by the local administration, interrupting the education of the students."
Okay, first of all, Kalma is not a prayer. I don't like, unless you consider anything said Islamically a prayer. Kalma is the Shahadat. I mean, what we call Shahadat, they call Kalma. I don't know who decided to call it Kalma, because everything in Arabic is Kalma. But anyways, I think Kalma is basically declaration of you being a Muslim, which is like,
it's a creed.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't think it's, yeah. But that's actually, so the accusation is what? Like, isn't interfaith sessions that you do a little bit of every faith anyways?
Exactly. So my understanding of what was going on at this school was, like, in the mornings, they would have an interfaith prayer session where you say prayers or religious sayings or whatever from, like, all the different faiths. And it's supposed to bring people together to basically show, like, that there is not as many differences as people, or to make the practices of the other groups less alien to the students, more familiar to them. And I think that's a good thing, to be like, okay, I'm a little bit torn on it.
Not a good thing.
So it's, what I mean is, familiarizing children with the practices of other groups for the purposes of not demonizing that group, I think, is a good thing. But having children recite prayers every morning, like, I'm not into that. However, this is a private school, so they're at leisure to do what they want. But I find it outrageous and possibly like a new low that this school is having police complaints filed against them, basically under India's blasphemy laws and under the forced conversion laws of Uttar Pradesh, for doing this, for interfaith prayers. Like, that is insane to me. I was like, we've reached a new level. Like,
wait, what do you mean? Yeah.
What? Go ahead.
What do you mean?
I just think it's ridiculous that an exercise that is meant to bring children together, to make children not dislike other children from different communities. Yeah. That's the intention behind it. Is because of that effort, they have police complaints filed against them under India's blasphemy law, under the accusation of promoting enmity between communities, and under Uttar Pradesh's forced conversion laws. They're saying that this is forced conversion.
Yeah, okay. The law is ridiculous, but under an ideal scenario, this would be violating some law, but not this law. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I wish this was violating a law in India. Like, I wish people would be calling, like, our kids are being brainwashed. This violates that, something like that.
That's basically what they're already accusing.
Yeah, but like, it's very one-sided. Like, they're like, hey, this is interfaith, and we're gonna do every faith. Okay, cool. And they're like, and then when it gets to Islam, they lose their minds. So they're like, this is more of this is not an anti-religion thing. Obviously, this is an anti-Islam thing. Like, what part of interfaith did you not understand? like
Yeah.
we're gonna go through all the faith. so yeah, I mean, I think like our position against it would make a lot more sense. Like, we're against interfaith, teachings to kids, because you're teaching faith to kids, right? So
I'm not
like,
opposed to interfaith teachings.
I mean, yeah, I think I am, because like, if you want to teach religion, this is not like
Here's
like,
the difference. I'm not opposed to
you're teaching them that this is a good thing.
I'm not opposed to teaching children interfaith teachings in the sense of like, hey, you come from this background, your parents raised you this way, your parents raised you this way. Like, here's how things are different. Here's how things are similar. But we're not so different that we have to hate each other. That's a very valuable thing to teach children. Now, if that interfaith teaching comes in the forms of we're actually going to start engaging in the practices of these communities, I don't like that.
Yeah. I just think like part of that will be required for you to tell the kids that you're all of this is great, amazing. All of this is good. Okay. Like, I don't think you could do it, especially in India. I don't think you could do it in a way, but like, hey, this is what these people do and they exist. Okay. Without anyone adding on top of it, which is an endorsement of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think this will implicitly come with a form of endorsement of all of them. Like, and I think this is basically people uniting against atheists. Like, hey, you're all the same because you're all worshiping something similar. Mm-hmm. Like, look at all these religions that they're like, you're worshiping that, and at the core of it, they're all the same. So we're all equal as long as we're praying to something. Unlike these mofo atheists who like don't believe in anything, we all could get along. Like Hindus and Muslims and Christians and Jews, like, because we have this core shared value, we could all get along as long as we're not these heathens,
Mm-hmm.
that, so I think like that's what is being
I guess I'm looking at it more from like an inter-community angle than a literal interfaith angle. And I think that's the important value that I think, has some merit to it. But yeah, no, I also see what you mean.
Okay, I would be more likely to support interfaith if they also include outer faith. Like, they're like, by the way, mm-hmm. there's also Timmy over there who doesn't believe in crap. Like, he's cool too. Like, we love Timmy.
He's just doing his own thing.
Well, not maybe Timmy, maybe Kumar or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's cool too. He doesn't believe in God. We like him too, right? Yay! Like, something like that. If you include that, I would be more interested in accepting that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think something I don't remember in the live chat is agreeing with me. Again, guys, for people who are confused, something I don't remember is the username. Saying, why does school syllabus has anything to do with faith anyways? I think, okay, so I can see the counter argument to this as well, because it's not about like, hey, these faiths are amazing, but it's about like, these people, it's kind of like introducing people to the fact that gay people exist to fight homophobia, or to introduce kids to the fact that trans people exist to fight transphobia. So I think, like, given the amount of intolerance between communities, between Hindus and Hindus and Muslims that exists in India, you might want to get it early in. They're like, hey, Muslims are cool, Hindus are cool, we can get along. I think that's a worthy goal. I just hope that it doesn't come up with like any endorsement of the actual religion.
Well, yeah, I think that it's very important to expose children to differences between groups at an early age. I think it's very important. Yeah.
Yes.
And that, right. So that's the aspect of this that I appreciate.
What? Okay, but introduce them to the Muslim. Yeah, okay, sure. I don't know. I have to think about this. I was gonna say
it's
introduce
tricky, right?
Hmm.
There is an aspect to this that's tricky.
It's very tricky. It's very tricky because you don't want to take part. You don't want to make the education system take part in the brainwashing. You want to be like, okay, these are your traditions, but these are her traditions, and that's what she does. See, it's not that scary. That's what she's just doing.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. But like, again, it's very tricky. You could just be like, then you could take part in like endorsing it. I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know what the solution is.
So we're talking about like threading this very fine line. Now, to be fair, I have no idea how well this school actually accomplished like threading that line and like navigating that difference, you know? They basically said that instead of doing these interfaith prayers, they are now only going to recite the national anthem. So that's what they did to try to quell the anger from the community. It didn't work very well at all. They still had police complaints filed against them. They still had Hindutva activists show up and do a purification ritual at the school. And then the local government administration sealed the school. And the Scroll India actually interviewed the man who's the first named on the FIR that was filed against the school. And this parent of one of the students was basically like, I did this because a local Hindutva activist reached out to me, told me what had happened, and said I should file a police complaint if I felt like it. And so I went along with it. And now I wish I didn't because the school is shut and my child's education is affected.
Right. But and also, by the way, these people wouldn't be like storming the school if they were doing something Hindu, right? Like they're kind of hypocrites. They wouldn't be like, yeah. But also the school kind of screwed up by making the kids do the Kalama. Like,
yeah, because that's a declaration of faith specifically.
Yeah, you're like basically
that's a big problem.
Yeah, that's what you say when you become a Muslim.
My child is declaring that Muhammad is the prophet. What the fuck?
Yeah, like you're making the kids like, hey, like, I mean, making him do any form of Islamic things is already a problem. Like you could just show them that this is Islamic without actually making them do them. But making them do the part of Islam where you, by doing so, are a Muslim after that, if you actually mean it, it's kind of like, yeah, you just converted my kid to Islam without my consent.
I see the problem.
My kid's a Muslim now.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
So no, the police complaint literally says that they are committing Shiksha Jihad or education jihad. And I think, alleging mass forced conversion because of this. Now, given that they are reciting the Kalma or Kalima, however you say it, that suddenly becomes a lot easier of an accusation to make legitimately because it is a declaration of faith. I don't know how much force is actually implied. There could be just coercion in terms of peer pressure. But yeah, this is a huge mess.
Oh, read this one. Wait, no, not this one. No, wait, where is it?
Oh, what?
This one. Sorry.
Sheikh B is saying, by the way, if you read the comments of the news article, people really want to KILL the school administration. Yeah, I believe it. I 100% believe that.
That's scary.
And he also said most Muslims in my quote unquote no religion school were praying Hindu prayers.
What is an interfaith prayer? Can they do? Yeah,
I don't think it would be a literal prayer. I think it would be more of like a statement. Because if it's interfaith, unless you pray to all gods at once.
Do you think it would be wrong or brainwashing to introduce kids in India to Dr. Ambedkar's views on Hinduism? That would be base, I think.
That would be base.
By the way, this is what our founding father thought about Hinduism. Not a fan. So, not like, yeah, like
10 out of 10 he would not recommend.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. Like, Do most Indians know that the guy responsible for their constitution hated Hinduism with passion? Like, do
And was a
Indians know that?
Dalit.
Yeah.
He's
Do
like
Indians know
often
that?
purposefully excluded from
And-
founding fathers things. There'll be like
Wow.
school plays of Ambedkar, or there would be school plays and there's Gandhi and Nehru and all this stuff, but Ambedkar isn't there. Like that's very common.
I think more Americans now know that their founding fathers were, at least some of them, anti-Christianity. But I wonder what percentage of Indians know.
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
To answer your question, Shakespeare is saying nope.
They don't know that? Okay.
And Ambedkar is not even included in history books.
Oh no, this is like so much like the Christians in the United States who are trying to make it seem like the history of their country is like Christian from the beginning, right? And they're like, right-wing leaning people are so much alike, aren't they not? Like
they're also saffronizing Ambedkar as well.
No, how? Okay, we need to cover
there's
that.
lots of things that they could conveniently appropriate as long as they leave out a lot of other stuff. Like Ambedkar was a very vocal, like derisive critic of Islam. Like he had some fire criticism of Islam. So like you could very easily just take that and provide it without like the other half.
Yeah, the other half. Yeah, I bet you this is why he doesn't get much love from a lot of leftists either. Right? I don't know, because in India.
It depends. It depends. Like obviously he's like Dalits or just lower castes are actually the majority of India, and he's very much praised. It's you can't make a singular statement about this matter because it highly depends on the politics of your locality and what they want to push and their narratives and stuff. So it completely depends. Atheist Republic needs your help. We've been the target of many legal attacks by Hindu nationalists ever since our founder, Armin Navabi, blasphemed against Hindu deities. We have retained legal counsel to help us defend our access to our community in India. We have started a fundraiser that will help us afford to tackle many legal issues, including judicial harassment and censorship. Whatever you can contribute will go a long ways in helping us in this fight. Link in the description below.